Hello, and welcome to the English Listening Podcast. Today, we will practice English with the shadowing technique. Shadowing is simple, but very effective. First, listen carefully. Then, repeat the words at the same time or just after the speaker. Do not stop the audio. Do not translate. You listen, you repeat, you follow the voice. If you repeat this story 2 or 3 times, your speaking will feel more natural. Now relax. Take a deep breath. Let's start the story. Her name is Nina. Nina is 29 years old. She lives in a small, quiet town. Nina works during the week. She works in an office. Her job is busy and sometimes stressful. Every day, she sits at a desk. She looks at a computer screen. She answers emails and makes phone calls. On weekends, Nina wants something different. She wants to relax. She wants to do something for herself. One afternoon, Nina is walking home from work. She feels tired. She looks at the street. Near a small cafe, she sees a poster. The poster is colorful. It catches her attention. The poster says, "Community Art Class. Saturdays at 10 a.m. All levels welcome." Nina stops and reads it again. She likes drawing. She drew a lot when she was younger, but she feels nervous. She thinks, "I'm not very good." She thinks, "Other people will be better than me." She walks home slowly, but the poster stays in her mind. That evening, Nina sits on the sofa. She makes a cup of tea. She turns on soft music. She thinks about the class again. She imagines the room. She imagines people looking at her drawings. She feels unsure. But then she thinks, "I can try once." She smiles a little. She checks the community center website. She reads about the class. It says, "Relaxed and friendly environment." Nina feels better. She says, "Okay, I will go." On Saturday morning, Nina wakes up early. She feels nervous but also excited. She opens the window. Sunlight comes in. The weather is nice. She eats a light breakfast. She drinks coffee slowly. She checks the time. It is 9:20 a.m. She puts on comfortable clothes. She chooses a simple sweater and jeans. She wants to feel relaxed. She takes a small bag. Inside the bag, she puts pencils, an eraser, and a notebook. Before leaving, she looks in the mirror. She takes a deep breath. She says, "You can do this." Nina leaves her apartment. The air feels fresh. Birds are singing. She walks to the community center. It is about 10 minutes away. When she arrives, she sees the building. It is old but welcoming. It has big windows and a wooden door. Nina opens the door slowly. Inside, it is warm and quiet. She hears soft music playing. She smells coffee and paint. A woman near the door smiles at her. The woman says, "Hello, are you here for the art class?" Nina nods. She says, Yes, it's my first time. The woman smiles warmly. She says, "Welcome. My name is Clara." Nina smiles back. She says, "I'm Nina." Clara shows her the room. There are tables and chairs. There are brushes, paints, and paper. Other people are already there. Some people are chatting quietly. Some are setting up their materials. Nina notices that everyone is different. Some are young, some are older. She feels more comfortable. She thinks, "I'm not the only beginner." Nina chooses a seat near the window. Sunlight falls on the table. She likes the spot. She sits down and opens her notebook. She takes a deep breath. Soon the teacher arrives. He smiles and says, "Good morning, everyone." The class becomes quiet. People look at the teacher. The teacher says, "Today we will draw something simple. Please relax. Mistakes are part of learning." Nina listens carefully. She feels calmer. She starts to draw. Her hand shakes a little at first, but slowly she relaxes. Her lines are not perfect, but she keeps going. She looks around the room. Other people are focused. No one is judging her. After some time, Nina looks at her paper. She feels proud. She thinks, "I did this." The class ends after 1 hour. People smile and stretch. Clara comes to Nina again. She asks, "Did you enjoy the class?" Nina smiles widely. She says, "Yes, I really did." Clara says, "That's great. Will you come again next week?" Nina nods without thinking. She says, "Yes, I will." Nina leaves the community center. She feels light and happy. She walks slowly home. She looks at the sky. She thinks, trying something new is scary, but it's also good. She smiles to herself, and she feels proud. That's the end of today's shadowing story. Today, we practiced English with the shadowing technique. We focused on listening, repetition, and natural daily language. Listen again and repeat this story to improve step by step. For more shadowing stories, don't forget to follow the English Listening Podcast. Keep listening, keep practicing, and see you in the next video.